Since it's now June, there's quite a bit more going off in this container garden, so we're going to take a quick look round and see how things have advanced. So first thing I'm taking a look at is those French beans that weren't looking very healthy due to that wind damage. You can see now that they have started putting growth on and working their way up this fencing panel, and so have the ones on this side, so that is good news. We thought we was definitely going to lose them at one point. Those potato plants have come on quite a lot in the last week or so, and so have these container carrots. We did plant these quite close together, but maybe they'll be alright. And we have got carrots, which you can see, the top of one there, and again, keep them covered up so they don't go green. We've also got a couple more containers there, again potatoes, and we've got a little small one in a 2 litre pot there, which we are going to be moving very shortly. And this is that cucumber plant. You can see we've definitely got cucumbers growing on it, and more flowers are coming as well. That's well and truly on its way. This is something else that I decided to do. Those are Tumbling Tom tomato plants, and because we've got spare room in this planter, I've just put them in there in a row. Although I did run out of compost, so I couldn't bury them as deep as I wanted to, so we're going to get that topped up very soon. I've also buried these carrots a bit more as well. They seem to be doing okay, and we're not thinning these out. Behind there we've got some red onions also starting to take shape. All the flowers look amazing, and so do these over here as well. They're petunias. That is the pepper plant that we put in a big container, and we're hoping to get a lot of peppers off that. And on another note, this part of the planter was also empty, so I'll put the remainder of those peppers in here. I just want to see how they do. We've given them plenty of space in between as well, and we're ready to harvest some of those little gems. I think I might have overdone it in this planter. We put carrots in there, which seems to be doing okay. You can see how they're starting to droop because they need water, which is a bit strange since it did not but rain all day yesterday. But I think by putting them in with those strawberries, we might have pushed it for space a little bit. We'll see how they get on. That has just germinated. That is a Jack-Be Little miniature pumpkin plant. We'll get round to that at some point over the next week or so. And over that side we've got some sunflowers, and they're full size ones. But this is something I wanted to take a look at. There's pod peas, and they're ready to harvest now. If you look at some of these peas, you can see that they're going a little bit yellow, and that's because they've been left too long. So what you're better off doing is wait until they get to a particular size, round about that, and then harvesting them. Let's see what's in this one. It's definitely very firm in there, so I'll just take a look, and you can see we've definitely got peas now, which is great news. I'm just going to try one of these. Those are perfectly fine, but as they start to go a yellow colour because you haven't picked them, what will happen is these peas will start and go hard, and you don't want that. Another thing worth knowing, as is the case with French beans, when you get quite a lot on your plants like this is, you need to take them off as soon as they're ready, because otherwise these plants will stop producing flowers and you won't get any more. Same story on this one, lots and lots to harvest. Definitely need picking, and I can see that there are more flowers trying to come, so it's now a necessity to get them picked. At the bottom is that second set that we planted. They've come on quite a lot, as they have in that container. So you can see that these container peas are doing really well. When you harvest your peas, make sure that they're nice and plump. If you see any that seem a little bit thin, like this one, just leave them, they're not ready. But get rid of your yellow ones straight away. definitely got enough for a meal. So I want to finish picking the rest of these peas, and then we know we're going to get some more. And just down this side at Deccan, more petunias, and we've got marigolds in the centre of there as well, because they repel certain insects that might damage your plants, but they also attract pollinators. Well worth growing. Now I've updated you on that container garden, there is something else that I want to show you. We've planted a couple more containers up quite recently with something new, and I'll show you what that is. So this is a new addition to this container garden. They're dwarf French beans, and you can see that they're really healthy looking plants. We put around 6 plants in each container. That is the name of them. They're called tender green, and they only grow a little bit taller than what they are at the moment, but apparently they're quite high yielding plants, so we thought we'll definitely give those a go. And if you take a closer look, you can see that they're already trying. And these have only been in this container for a few days and they've already shot up, so I'm really pleased with those. They're also supposed to be self-supporting, so you don't need to have anything for them to grab hold of. But if you live in a windy area like we do, it might be an idea to pop a couple of stakes around outside of that container and then tie some string to it as well, just in case you get any gusts of winds like we tend to do, because if those stems get snapped, obviously those plants are going to be no good. So that's why they're at the back of this fan at the moment, because we still keep getting quite bad winds. We do get some sunlight at the back of it as well, but the wind is not as harsh. So until they get established, we're going to leave them here for a while. So that's his new addition to this container garden, and I'm pretty sure there's quite a few more things to come yet. Definitely worth bearing in mind that if you don't harvest your peas, they'll stop producing, and that's something we definitely don't want. And as I mentioned earlier, the same goes for your beans. So I basically just wanted to do a quick update since we're now into June to show you how this container garden is getting on. And I think you'll agree that they've put on quite a lot of growth since you last saw them. So I'm going to go and harvest all these peas, and then we'll start getting more a little bit later on, while we're waiting for those younger plants at the front to start producing as well, and then we can start blanching and freezing. Anyway, thank you so much for coming back in June 2026. I hope your garden is doing just as well. And if you want to see what else we're going to be doing as we go through June, then please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I'll see you very soon. Take care.